and sit down.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of More Content Talk. That's the only show that cuts through all the glam, the glitz, and all the bullshit to bring you the truthiest news that we can find. I have to tell you, folks, every day someone is encouraging, demanding, hoping, praying, believing, trusting that you will give up. They want you to give up. Everyone wants you to give up. If there's one thing you ever take away from this show that you can trust about life, that's just the truth, is that no one wants you to succeed. No one's on your side. No one's on your team. No one's rooting for you. No one's hoping you cross the finish line. No one really wants you to go anywhere in life. And there's a reason. There's a very real reason. And the reason is that if you go somewhere in life and they don't, they'll be jealous. And they'll see themselves as a kind of a failure because they didn't pursue their own dreams, you see. And so everyone around you is constantly trying to sabotage you. Maybe it's willing. I think it is. But also, it could be a subconscious thing. You just don't want that guy to get that acting job, really, because, if he does, and you couldn't even, get on the sports team, maybe that calls into question a few things about you, and maybe it should. Maybe that's healthy to, question the path you choose. But instead, we want to ensure that particular paths pay off and others don't. And that's a very common thing in America, is to kind of sabotage the artist, the person who goes against the grain, make it very difficult for that person to make a living on their own, monopolize everything, make it all corporate, so that you control the means of production when it comes to entertainment, and when it comes to artistry, and when it comes to crafts, and when it comes to many things. Instead of participating in a fair way, what these moguls, these business moguls, do is they redefine terms within a trade so that entertainment now is synonymous with special effects. And that wasn't always the case. You didn't used to need a special studio or a special location or a special computer editing program, whatever, camera, to make, what I'm doing right here, film. This would have been enough at a time, believe it or not. And I make it very clear, I don't have the tech for that sort of stuff. I don't have the money. This is all done fairly low budget, because otherwise it just doesn't turn a profit. And that should be allowed for people to get a start. I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm looking at it from a purely critical perspective, in the sense of, okay, if you want to have your conservative, view of capitalism, you have to allow startups to flourish. You can't stack the game against those startups so that a few corporate interests own everything, and then say, well, it's up to the free market, because the market isn't free anymore at that point. You own the market. You own it lock, stock, and barrel. How do you compete with Facebook? How do you compete with places like YouTube? I'm sure there are people who can do it, but I'm also sure they require a lot of money. And this is why they put so much money into the stuff they make, is to kind of make it spoils you, so you can get this cheap, really nice entertainment. You pay a lot in acting quality, but no one ever cares about that, because it's not really about the quality. It's about getting a bunch of cheap shit fast. Entertainment today is like fast food. And America is like fast food. It's not filling. It's not going to make you not hungry. In fact, it'd probably make you want more food. And you see that in a lot of these shows that are about overweight people who say that they can't stop eating the food regardless of how much they try. I'm not making that up. You can look into it. That's what they say. If you think that that's a lie, then take it up with those people, because I'm not the one who's making that up. I'm not Joe Rogan making up my own, science or anything. So if that is a real problem, is it addiction that's just in the personality of America? I don't really think so. I think it's much more kind of a selfish thing. Now, granted, like, there are addicts, and I'm not taking away from that, but I don't think everyone is addicted to entertainment. And I don't know if anyone is addicted to entertainment, to be completely honest. I think it's a lifestyle. It's like I'm talking about. It's that it's not the food. It's the culture. It's the on-demand everything all the time, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then people complain about quality, but there's no time for quality when everything's in a hurry. You have to get the product out. And obviously that leaves room for all kinds of abuses, whether it be forced labor, which I've seen, whether it be animal cruelty, which I've seen, just awful, awful stuff about. I'm going to devote a whole episode to talking about animal cruelty, because there's a lot of that going on and no one cares. And I mean, it's going on in all kinds of different industries. I won't get into it today. These kind of carefree ways of doing business, where it's just, well, let's just trust the market and hope everything works out. We need regulations, and a lot of those regulations were stripped, and we're seeing the effects of it in big time. I mean, obviously, when it comes to China, they have their own politics, but the results of the lack of regulation, you're seeing the consequences today. You're seeing it in, very odd places, and it's popping up left and right, and diseases are occurring, and it's getting out of hand. And so government has to step in and regulate. It can't take a soft approach like that and just try to push it to the back and say we'll get to it later. You got to take a hard approach, and you got to put a stop to it, right? And yet we don't see that. We see a lot of capitulating, a lot of, well, we'll get around to it, and that's called giving up. That's what that is. Why do they give up on you? Why don't they stick with you? They can't even stick with basic things like getting vaccinated. Like, this is something obviously that everyone should do. They can't stick with that. We can't agree on how to take care of ourselves, our hygiene. Earlier today I saw, and I think these are well-meaning people. They were going into dumpsters and getting food, and then eating the food and giving it to other people. That's what I'm talking about, is like the intention is there, but that could poison people. That could give people food poisoning. You don't know how long that food's been out there. Garbage cans are dirty. They have germs and disease and viruses all over them. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know what's going on in the world, where there's this kind of mindset of like, well, let's just get that done today. There are procedures to go through. And if you're just going to be that careless and just give up on all those procedures, you're going to see ramifications, and people are going to get upset eventually with you when you act like that, and they're not going to want your help at all. And that's what happens to a lot of movements. There have been people down through history who, they started movements, and the movement ends up turning on them, and a lot of people want to look at it as, well, it's because mankind is fickle, or people are fickle. I guess there's a level of truth to that, but it's also because a lot of times these people get greedy, and they forget about the people they're supposed to be taking care of. They just start taking care of themselves. And so when you're that careless with people, they don't want you around. And that's just the truth of it. Even Thomas Paine, he wrote The Rights of Man. He got chased out of France because they got tired of him. He wasn't listening to the people. He wasn't giving them what they wanted. So yeah, it behooves you to let people know when you're not getting what you want, because like I said, no one's going to stand up for you and do that for you. You have to be the one to stop the person who is abusing you, who is mistreating you, who has left you behind. You have to tell them that you deserve a place at the table too, because no one else will do that for you, and you cannot give up on yourself. You have to keep at it. You have to go. You have to get up. You have to do the work. And no one's going to believe in you until the work is done. That's the reward. Okay? Don't expect the reward before you do the work. Do the work first. And you know what? You still might not even get the reward, but at least then you have the fact that you did the work and you have something to build upon. And don't live for the praise of others. Don't even live for the appreciation or the acceptance of others, because that is a trap. And you cannot get distracted with that. You have to focus. You have to focus on your goal, whatever it is. Focus on it. And block everyone else out, because they have nothing to add, because they've already given up on you and they already think you're going to fail anyway. So why are you going to them and asking them to tell you that you're a failure? Don't ask them for anything. Move on from them. I understand that whoever this person is, this person in your life that you need appreciation from whatever reason, is very important to you, but they have nothing to do with what you want to do, and they're not even always going to be around. And so you can't live your life vicariously through the approval of this person. You have to have self-approval, you have to have self-reassurance, and you have to have self-reliance. And you don't need others to appreciate you or accept you for you to do wonderful things. They miss out when they don't appreciate you and accept you. They're the ones, when they reject you, they're missing out. That's the way you got to think about it. Because that's true. You offer something unique. I don't care what it is. Maybe you annoy the shit out of me. I don't care. I'm being real with you. You're a unique person, okay? You don't have to prove yourself to other people. You are who you are. You keep challenging me. You keep, telling me I'm wrong. You keep pointing out points I make that I don't even realize I make. Because without you, none of this works. This democracy, okay? And you have to participate and get what you want. Don't let others tell you what you want, or what you need, or what you desire. You go out there when people reject you, and you do what you have to do to prove to yourself that you are important. Not to the people who reject you. Forget them. Never give up on you. Fuck what everyone else thinks. That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a wonderful night. Ladies, gentlemen, people of all kinds, they, them. I really appreciate any of you who are listening. If you'd like to, you can go to More Content Talks homepage on Anchor and press the support button, and you can send a little bit of money our way if you so choose, or you can just go ahead to YouTube at our page, which is More Content Talk, where you can see our live videos like this one. That will help us out. You could also check out our Instagram, More Content Talk. And you can check us out at our website, which you can find on our dashboard at Anchor. All right, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye.